Hi everyone. Good morning, good evening, good night. I hope you're listening me well. So I hope you are okay. Um, so we could start with the second day of this emotional week in the third eye. I always want to say something and I forget what it was. So first of all, what I wanted to tell you, everyone, because maybe there's new people. So just wanted to let you know that what we are doing daily is that something that it will be a whole year. Okay. Um, so if you just if you has joined us right now, so don't worry, there's no problem, because it doesn't matter if you do it specifically as we are doing it day by day. Okay, if you by your daily work or your inner process you need more time or you need to start again, you can do it as you wish, as you can. Okay, because this is a process for each one of you. So if you want to join us now, it's okay because you will go with the wave. And if you want to start from the very beginning, you can do it anytime. Okay, so don't worry about the timings of this. The important thing is that we are a lot of people doing it day by day for everyone too. Also for the people that maybe are joining us and doesn't believe in all these things and just they saw this and they are watching it, maybe you will think that we are crazy here, but what we are just doing is like a psychological session with with a lot of people trying to work uh, with the inner part of ourselves and try to be more in balance. So feel free to judge. The third eye is related with the the projection that we have from the other side, from the outer world, something that we had spoken yesterday. So yesterday we've been speaking that the outer world is sending us vibrations that change the inner energy, and by that movement, by that reaction of the energy within, um, it activates what we call emotions. So this is how we perceive and receive what we believe is an emotion. So we have to remember and recognize that the emotion is an energetical reaction of the vibration that comes from outside. So remember that this reaction of energy due to the vibration creates a chemical reaction in our body that activates the hormones, and those hormones sends pulses to our brain, who is the one that understand that understand this information as emotions or feelings. Usually a lot of people from the spiritual world or emotional people used to think that emotion is kind of a magic thing that we are not supposed to analyze with the mind, that we have to just feel it with the heart. And we are not against that. It is like that. But you need to understand it also in order to know how to handle it. Okay, so let's remember what magic is. Okay, magic comes from the Indo-European word that is magus or magé, that means power, that was inherited by the Persians and created the concept of magouche, that is the one that has the power. It means power. Okay, so power were those who knew how to handle the reality, how to manage the matter, the chemistry, the chemical. They knew how to handle the chemistry. And chemistry in Arabic languages, we used to say it alchemia. Alchemia, it's the origin of the word alchemy. Okay, so alchemy is the ability to have the power to transform reality through science. So magic is just a concept that we used to take to explain the science that hasn't been discovered yet, or the science that we cannot understand. So this is why when we try to understand the magical world, it's just different aspects of the reality that we cannot comprehend yet, that we just can feel. This is why feeling we usually relate it with the magical. We have to understand that that it's important to realize about this for to get the idea that everything that exists, the matter is just the expression of the chemistry. And by understanding chemistry, what you do is to understand the basis of the energy and the frequencies and vibration, which is the language of the spirit. Okay, so everything is one, all is one. Emotion would be like a consequence of the mind, because let's remember that the emotion comes from an interpretation of the world. These emotions are the chemical reaction, the potions of this magic that allows me to feel the world. So we have two different ways in which we can relate ourselves with these potions of emotions, which is from the outer side, when we receive the energy to create the potions of emotions within ourselves, or when we know how to do it by ourselves within and project it into the outside world. So yesterday we spoke about how the outside world is the reaction to the inside, and how from so today what we are going to speak about is how from the inner world, from the inside, we can react and make a reaction into the outside world. As we spoke yesterday, the energies from the outer world will transform the inner world, and also we can use this energy from within to use it to transform the outer world. So we usually do that. We do it all the time, but usually what we used to do is through the unconscious way. We do it unaware of this. So we do it maybe sometimes very bad. So we naturally, what we do unaware of this is that we provoke emotions in the people around, we provoke actions, attitudes in the people that we have around ourselves. We have naturalized this, but we don't usually realize that we are transforming people around ourselves just by being there, just by sitting and just sharing the same space with people. This power that we have, it's a real power that we can use to transform things, but we don't know how to use it. So we just see the reactions in the outer world, like someone got mad at me, someone is feeling stuff for me, but I don't know that it's the pulses of myself that are pushing that energy to create that emotion. So, for example, it's incredible that we have naturalized the fact that just me being here can affect the emotion of someone else, because we just uh, think about this as cultural, and by tradition we just understood that it's normal that we can, I don't know, if I produce love in someone, that that person will love me. We just naturalize this as a cultural thing, but it's not. We have to go into the basis, and in the quantum, in the chemical aspects, everything, and that is very powerful. It's very powerful. It's something, it's a power that you have within. So as we have to recognize that I am like a sponge that absorbs everything from the outside, transforming that reaction into emotion, I also create a pulse that creates reaction, that creates emotions. This same energy that can come to me and transform my life is the same energy that I can use to give it and transform the life of others. Any emotion or any pulse, negative or positive, will create a wave of reaction. Something easy to see if we had really worked with ourselves and we have worked perfectly with the coherence within is by just seeing the reaction of the people around us. Because those people will react according to the pulses of energy that I am sending. We usually call this that the others are a mirror of yourself, that are reflecting yourself. But have you ever asked how this reflection works? The way it works is by echoes. We have to remember that we are like in the middle of an ocean, inside an ocean, within the water. So all this water that is around us is vibration. So whenever I move myself, the waves move. So whatever I'm pulsing from myself, it starts to pulse outside, and all the bodies that are around, they come back to me as echoes, like a sonar of a ship. So this sonar comes back to me. So that's why I see the reflection of myself. This is why we see ourselves reflected in some people. It's not because that people is just a reflection of me, but because I am projecting that energy around, and the body of that person is echoing my own energy. So I see myself in that person. You get it? Just to understand this also, we usually are related with the people that we say is a mirror in my life. And we say to that person that it's a mirror and reflecting everything. So I kind of can blame that person sometimes, because it's like an example of myself outside. But no, what really is happening is, like, imagine like that person is like a wall, like a rock, and I am projecting energy, echoes, and the echoes just hit the rock or the wall and come back to me. So this helps me to understand also what forgiveness means, because forgiveness is not to forgive the person, is to give away, forgive, to give away the idea of that person being a reflection of myself. That person was just the echo of what I expressed. So has nothing in common with me. So I have to let that person free from my perspective. So everything that I have around are just objects where my own pulse goes and reflects myself constantly. This is why in all the things that we see ourselves reflected, because maybe that thing that we are seeing is in the same vibration as me. So it's my own pulse that is receiving that energy. So this is something that helps us to be very responsible, because I have to think about what I am reflecting to others and what I am receiving as a reflection of myself. Everything that exists and every living being is creating a pulse, even if it just had one cell. Just one cell. It's sending a pulse. So that's why every person, everything is just making echoes one to another. Picture yourself like if you are inside a cave, and the cave has many corners and many stalactites. And so when you say something and you express a sound, the echo of that will be resonating in every aspect of the cave, and the sound won't be perfect because there are so many that each one of them will be receiving and reflecting a different pattern of energy. So this is why every person is like an echo, a resounding of the whole existence. So usually we are repeating this echo by being unconscious. This is what we do every day, just by talking, by being, we just move constantly all the echoes, as if we are stalactites, like in the cave. Imagine this, like you being a stalactite and the other person another one. They are like the tuning forks. Okay, so picture the tuning fork. When one of them starts to vibrate, the resounding goes to the other one, so they start to resonate in the same vibration. And this is what we used to call the mirror. Okay, but it's not exactly a mirror. What it is a resounding, it's a resonance of the other one. So when I become conscious, I recognize that I am the one able to originate one of those vibrations. So suddenly, by being conscious, I realize that just by being, the other people starts to express emotions, attitudes, something, okay, that we call mirror. So the thing of watch myself in the other is better to say the other is echoing myself. When we see some emotions from the outside that are coming from other people to us, we have to think about when or how did I allow for myself to express that energy so it's coming back towards me in that way. So, of course, we can put ourselves in the position of, I am not doing anything wrong, and I'm receiving people that is hurting me, that is doing bad things to me. Why is that? Because it doesn't matter if you do something good or bad. is about low vibration or high vibration. Maybe you are vibrating so low that the only thing you can receive is low vibration. Don't fall yourself in the trap that you may say um, that you may say there's bad people and good people, and I don't know, I am doing good things, why happen bad things to me? Don't think that bad things are low vibration or high things are good things. Okay, don't fall down, don't fall in that mistake. The question that we have to solve today is what emotions I am receiving from the outside in my daily day, my daily life. So, what is the pulse that I am emitting, okay, in order to receive that energy, that emotion? So, this is the task that we have to solve today. Everything that we are feeling from the outer world is the energy that I am pulsing towards the outside. So, what am I pulsing to the outside? So I can understand what am I. Okay? So, this would be the idea of what is a mirror. Okay? What is a mirror and how it's myself creating that mirror. So then is when we start to become aware of our inner power. So when I become aware of the power that I have within, I start to pulse differently. I decide what to pulse in the outside, so the response will be different too, according to my pulse. Today I wrote that when you do this acknowledging and you switch your energy, you usually try to change. But change is not the same as transform. These two concepts would be explained like this. To change is the concept of polarity and duality, and transform is the concept of unity and transcendence. So to change would be easy to understand in a circle or a sphere. So to make a 180 degrees change, that would be to change, because you switch from one side to another. So you were looking into one side and then you're looking into the opposite. We could say that day changes towards night and night changes towards day. Transformation would be a turn of 360 degrees. So you make the whole turn. So you were in this spot, you did the whole turn and you went back to the same spot. But in that trip, you saw all the perspective that you could possibly be, and then you came back to explain, to give what you have experienced and realized about yourself. That's transformation. So for example, a change of 180 degrees would be someone that was a scientist and that was atheist, and suddenly it has a awakening and you just change your mind and suddenly you became I don't know, yoga teacher, Reiki master, and you don't want to see anything about science. That's a change. So to transform would be the same scientist that instead of just changing, get some ideas of the Reiki, some ideas of yoga, and from many other things, to help him to improve its own perception of the reality, so it can help himself or others through learning different things from science to help in science. Okay, so that's transformation. And I am explaining these two concepts because those, change and transformation, are the most important that switch the idea of how we pulse into the world. When I start to pulse change in my life, suddenly the rest, from my perspective, they change too, but they change in the opposite. So suddenly I lose friends, I lose family, I lose everyone because I changed. And by changing, I just left, I just turned the back to them. Okay? So if I pulse from transformation, is different. If I pulse from transformation, I can help the others also to transform themselves by watching how I am transforming myself step by step. So I share my change. I'm not just giving the back to the others. I hope that by saying this, we have clear now what is the pulse. For the vibration that we are going to use today, we have to practice like to blow and say fa, fa. So for the statement for today is, I am the spark of vision, which is the first light that we project outside. I am the spark of vision. So the code for today is the pattern Ly. In every dimension, the inner evolutive process is found. The different levels, those that we call steps, governments, kingdoms, stages, levels. This is the diagram of the dimensions best known by us, the one that tells us what is superior and inferior, the ascension and descension of the universal entities. The Ly sound reminds us that we all are in different comprehension levels in each one of the perspectives. Let's go to that. So remember that the task is to write down a sentence or a paragraph where you can explain from where you are pulsing, by trying to understand what emotions and what things are coming back to you. Okay, what is the pulse of you? So sit comfortable and start to caress the body. So let's go to that. As I caress the body, I thank it for being the anchor of the spiritual world in the matter. I relax the body. I leave the weight fall down and focus my breathing. Take a deep breath, bringing the oxygen through your nose, lungs, heart, blood, organs, and muscles. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to feel the heat within your body and how it comes through your skin towards every direction around you. I start to perceive the ocean around me. With all the heat that I emanate. I perceive and feel myself inside the water, below the water. And perceive how the waves of energy and vibration moves your body. Try to allow your body to move softly, side by side, in front and back, as if you are being pushed softly by the waves. I recognize that this ocean is made with all the vibrations and energies that creates the movement of the very creation as my own emotions. It connects me with everything. And I allow myself to feel above the light of the sun, the energy of the I Am. Take deep breath and start to go up until you can feel the limits of the water in the ocean to touch your crown. I feel the heat of the sun, the light of the consciousness to touch my crown. I go a little bit more up, feeling how your head is trying to go outside like an island, being bigger and bigger. And I feel the water surrounding the head, going down until I feel the limit of the water below my eyes and my nose, in my ears, feeling the half of my head outside in the air and the rest of the body below this water. I feel the light of the sun all over my eyes, my hair, my head, ears, and nose. I allow myself to observe the limits of this ocean that divides the sea of the sky and all the waves around me. I recognize that I can observe, visualize, contemplate all this energy that moves me and that I move. I feel the light of the I Am in my eyes and my crown. Take deep breath and start to enlight the spark of my vision. As I keep pronouncing the sound, I allow myself to enlight the fire within me and the light of it through my eyes, projected towards the horizon. I allow myself to see this ocean of energies. I recognize I am the spark of vision. I am the spark of vision. I am the spark of vision. I recognize that with my vision, my perception, I can move the waves of this ocean with consciousness. I take my hands to my heart. I become aware that everything that I observe in the exterior is an echo of within. I recognize that I am able to move and to pulse from consciousness. I recognize that everything outside is just a reflection of the inside, of my perception. So, if I shine, everything around me will shine. I am the spark of vision. I am the spark of vision. I am the spark of vision. Take a deep breath. So from your heart, start to move, caressing your body, touching the water around you, stretching, yawning. And I come back here and now, opening my eyes. So remember that the task is to watch this ocean around, to see how it is related with you through emotions, and then you ask yourself, what or from where I am pulsing this reality. So thank you all for being there, and as always, see you tomorrow at the same time for the throat. Drink a lot of water and rest a lot. See you tomorrow.